Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks for coming. If you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Got a great one lined up for you today. But first, let's check in with some of the ball busters out there, maybe a couple extra guests in the neighborhood. The beautiful Betty Van Velsen back again. How's it going, girl?
Yeah, it's great. It's beautiful weather and it's nice and bright inside here. Still long nights with very much light. I like that.
Long nights?
And now in the show. Yeah, long nights, the long hot summer nights, right? We're going to enter those.
I'll tell you what, I don't know why we always get into the weather here, but the heck with it. The weather's been crazy here, crazy cold for May. It's the coldest May that since I've been in here. I've been here about 13, 14 years. It's been pretty chilly. It's rained a lot, like 35,000 inches. Couple tornadoes thrown in for, good measure, but it's been strange here. Say again?
It looks like you're in a flood instead of a rain season.
Oh, and you're not going to believe what happened last. So I'm not going to bring up what happened last night. It's a wild story, but we can move on from that. We have Adam Meakin. Hello, sir.
Evening, QA. Evening, everyone. Nice to be here.
What's up your sniffer?
Oh, that's exactly the trouble, John, actually. My sinus is flared up again, so I'm feeling sorry for myself.
Oh, you have sinus issues. Is that more like allergies dependent?
I think it probably is. It seems to be related to it. So yeah, it just kind of dries our maxillary sinus out again.
Or is it COVID related?
Uh-oh.
Don't say that. They'll take me away.
Yeah.
Adam, what? Wait a second. He started giving us an anatomy lesson here. What did you say?
Maxillary sinus. It's the thing that sits under your cheek pocket.
Listen to him. Oh, A&P course. Bonus for the audience.
Right. Nice to name it when it hurts so much.
Then we have... Are you done with your sinuses? You going to go into any other anatomy?
I'm waiting for a little bit of sympathy. If I'm not getting any, then yeah, move on.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh, poor baby. No, Adam, I got you, man. I know a lot of people with sinus issues, especially the ones around allergy season in the spring. They're suffering.
Just topped it. What I'm not doing is taking a load of drugs. What I'm doing is rinsing with saline.
What I read today was that because of these pollens, the whole disease is being sort of whiffed away, right? So the pollens drive away the viruses.
All my pharmacist friends had commented to each other in one of the forums is we're not selling any antihistamines this year. So whether it's lack of cars and pollution diminishing the effects of seasonal allergies, it's exceptionally noticeable. A few years it's been rife.
What, just say no to antihistamines? What's up with that?
I'm not a big fan of them. I always try not to take them.
Really?
I don't like any drugs, John.
So the mast cells are running amok.
They're not selling. There's no the demand for antihistamines this year.
Huh.
Going into this season is less than half of any other year past 5 years.
Wow.
Must be some sort of effect from all the other things, huh? But nobody wants to be known as having some problems at this time, I think.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
I was just going to say, I think what we're all guessing is because there's less other pollutants, less it's air's cleaner, no sky pollution of any description, whether that's just normal jets or traveling. Like I said, it's that's what we're surmising, lack of demand, exacerbation of your standard analogy.
Well, I'm sure the audience out there is interested in this. We could keep on going for the whole show with it.
Oh,
I feel for you, Adam. Like I
Do
said,
some maths.
yeah,
So the pharmacist doesn't like his own chemicals.
yeah.
I don't take my joke away.
Oh, he was waiting in the wings for it.
You don't need antihistamine. Just take quail eggshells.
Oh God!
in
Hey,
France.
don't be talking about alternative medicine on here. Nathan Oakley, sir, do you have anything against antihistamines or no?
Well, I was just going to say for any other aspiring drug dealers, like Adam says, don't get high on your own supply.
Don't get high.
Business.
So is that it?
You want more?
Yeah. How's it going, sir? How's the family? Everything going well on that front?
Very well, just a bit noisy here. That's why I'll probably keep quiet this one.
No, keeping quiet, and we can hardly hear your kids.
Yeah, right.
All right, Arwen, what's up, man?
Hi, yeah, I just noticed there was a live show today. Had no idea. But I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't put this presentation out to too many people. No one's seen it, so that one's on me. You're not going to need any prior viewing to know that this is one abject train wreck. And the first shot across the bow, you're going to say, "What the heck am I doing here?" Where do you see this, folks? So
I'm thinking this now.
Go ahead.
I'm thinking this now.
Oh, that. I
I'm
was
sorry.
wondering, when is the backhanded slights coming in? I was trying to get through the introduction. No backhanded slights. Everything's good. But no, you had to slip one. You had to rumpus me and slip one right underneath.
I couldn't let that one go. I'm sorry. It's just too much of a good thing.
I appreciate that. Oh,
Yeah,
by the way,
sorry.
go ahead.
Oh, go on. I'm going on mute.
Yeah. By the way, I just wanted to bring up the website's rocking, loving it. If you look in the info box below, there are links to different pages on the website. The main website, Scientific Proofs of the Creator, and the Flat Earth Proofs. That thing's rocking, people. Thank you very much. And use the information in there. That's why it's there. Also, I haven't taken a look at Teespring to the merchandise for a good 4 or 5 weeks. I just blew it off, right? Because it was pretty low sales. It was right in the middle of the COVID issue. Not that was the problem. But I recently checked that, and sales are on the uptick. We got some brave souls out there. People buying sweatshirts, T-shirts. That means that these people are going to get challenged. I can understand if you're buying mugs and stuff. That's one thing. But if you're buying hoodies and T-shirts, yeah, you're saying, hey, I'm right here. Come on over. So appreciate that. Yeah, sales are really picking up. So thank you very much. I tried to price those things as low as possible, just to let you know. The profit margin, I'm not getting rich anytime soon, but that was the point, is to get the message out. And hopefully we're going to get much more sales. That's what I'm looking forward to. So I'm going to keep on bringing it up. How about that? All right. Any more backhanded slights before we begin?
Oh yeah, yeah. No, now, John, look, I think that your designs overall are very cool looking. It's really interesting how that works out because it just looks cool, the black swan and all that, and it's just very cool looking. Without
I hear
even having to know what it's about.
I hear except
But if you
for.
actually figure that out, then it becomes really interesting.
Oh, you don't have a but or an except for? I was waiting for the shit sandwich.
No?
Oh,
No, I
okay.
really like the designs. I think they're awesome. I would love to have one. Please?
Listen,
I'm for
it. I got you, Arwen.
Just kidding. No, but I think they're really cool, man.
Yeah, listen, I got you, and people expect me to give them to them, but I had to
No,
buy.
I was just kidding, man.
Yeah,
Just kidding.
During with those type of situations, anyone already knows this. I had to buy my own stuff too. They ain't giving me anything for free, that's for sure. Yeah. So sorry about that. If I could, I would.
Right. Well, they're kind of on my wish list on the long run.
Maybe a
So-
Christmas present from Nathan or Adam.
We'll see.
Hello?
That's kind of quiet. Maybe they had that in mind already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You're giving it away again.
Yes, I did. I gave it away.
You got a super chat.
Okay.
And it's from, let me see. It's from, of course, Ricky Alive, and he says, QE is stupid, but this flat earth math guy, flat earth math, is more stupid. Lol.
I'm not liking that. That's another backhanded slight.
Yeah, I got 2 of them already.
All right. So let me announce it again. Any more backhanded slights before we begin?
But one more.
Go ahead.
It's via Robert Bassano.
Oh, God.
He says, why is QE not mentioning that there is a research paper out there mentioning him?
Yeah, we're not going to mention that today because I'm not prepared yet for...
Lots of chewing.
Yeah, Robert, thanks a lot. I'm not prepared yet to make my statement. I have an original statement that I made up yesterday, but I'm not ready for that just yet. So thanks, Robert. Thanks for letting that out.
Well, maybe people can check it out for themselves and go to Planeta Veritas 4.0 and review it, right, themselves.
Yes.
Robert went through it last night. Good day.
Right?
Go ahead, Betty. Adam was rumpusing you.
Yeah, it seems to be with guys that they always rumpus women. They don't hear us. Huh?
I was agreeing with you. Sorry, sorry.
Yeah, can you agree with me when I'm done talking?
I will. I was just overexcited. It's a rare occurrence to agree with you. That's why I went straight in.
Big pause, right?
Go ahead, Betty. Finish up. Give me an over.
I just wanted to say, come all check out Robert Bassano's latest video that he did last night, and you can all review for yourselves what's being mentioned in that paper, and we'll get back to it, I think, later in one of your shows. Don't you want to erase it?
Yeah, we'll see. I wasn't the only one mentioned, but he did mention me, and I was just concerned with all I'm going to speak to the public with at this point, because I'm not going to give him anything. He's going to get, I'm not going to say anything. All I'm going to say is that he lied in his paper. That's my biggest beef with him. So that's an academic paper and he lied. He's got some big issues coming. That's all I'll say for, that's my statement right now. How about that?
So look at the mistakes, man, people.
Yep. All right. Any more backhanded slights? No more from Robert.
Well, maybe one, I don't know. Maybe I got another super chat from Ricky Alive.
Oh, no.
And and he says, not sure if Q is an A in an clause or he is ace. Either way, take his money and go catfishing. Ricky Alive.
Catfish, that's right. All right. Yeah. Yeah, I
Is that
am
the
ace. If you talk to Nathan, I am ace, a good 1.5 out of 10. So
Indeed.
I indeed, see? Yeah, I backhand slided myself. How about that? Are we good? Are we filled up with the backhanded slides? We can move on?
Yeah, since your ego has been taken down a little, then you can go on, yeah.
I have no ego problems whatsoever.
No, you don't, because you're thinking you're ace. See how easy that is?
Yeah, Nathan's ace. All right. Of course, this topic is going to be about Charles Flat Earth Math. This started 4 years ago, and ironically, on Robert Bassano's channel. This subject came up. I whipped him around by his short hairs, Charles Flat Earth Math. but he just couldn't let sleeping dogs lie, right? So for the next periodically this is from 2016, folks, on Robert Pisano's channel, like I said. So periodically when he's been around, he always asked me this question. How do we calculate pressure differentials? That's the question. He's asked it for 4 years now. Now, he's been gone for a while. And about 2 QE live shows before, I get Charles Flat Earth Math just popping up randomly in my chat, pre-show chat. Guess what he's asking? The first thing out of his mouth. How do we calculate pressure differentials, QE? So I just said, okay, I've had it. I'm done. Right now, I have a venue that I can reach out to a lot of people to show what a Dunning-Kruger Muppet you actually are, Charlie. I'm going to enjoy this thoroughly, and so is the audience. So I did ask you to show up. Make sure you bring your family and friends and peers to this. Folks, you are not going to believe what's about to hit you. Let me just tell you that. And I wanted to bring this up. I just thought of this. Ironically, Charlie is sort of attached to the Globe Terminator moniker. You ask how so? Well, about 4 years ago, I caught Charles Flat Earth Math on a Ballbusters thread underneath when I used to watch Ballbusters. Charlie used to post in there prolifically, right? So what I looked at, and he was scattergunning with a whole bunch of points, and I said, okay, you wise guy. So what I did was I took each point that he made and crushed it systematically, my usual routine. And I guess there were some, how would you say, innocent bystanders watching what was going on. And at the end of the thread, after I just destructed this knucklehead, some innocent bystander just said, oh my God, are you the Globe Terminator brought back from the future? That's where I got that from. I always remembered it. I saved it. I put it away. I said, that is seriously funny. So how ironic, eh, Charlie? You like that? Friggin' bozo. Go ahead.
For origin story, that, John.
That's an origin story. You got that right.
I've never read that.
Yeah.
I was to thank for all that work.
Wait till you get a load of this, sir. Let's begin. Now, I will be playing audio. Like I said, this first part, I think 3/4 of this, and this is short. There's only a few points to be made. This first part, like I said, is from Robert Pisano's show in the summer of 2016. The second part of it is an interview that Charles was doing with Slick James Johnson. It was only a couple points. And those are, I think, towards the end. I'll let you know. So, without further ado, we're not going to roll, because what I'm going to do here is I'm going to have a short class. Now, to the audience, I'm not insulting your intelligence with this. There's an ends to my means here. So please just humor me. Don't get angry. We need to go over this. You're going to see why very shortly. Okay, this is a place value chart. It has a decimal place. What they're using is the number 3.145. They're using this number, it's arbitrary, to point out what decimal places, exponential, by the way, that all these places are named. So, let's go to the left of the decimal point, to the ones place. The next one beside it is the tens place. The next beside that is the hundreds place. Vice versa, over here, to the right of the decimal point, we have the tens place, then we have the hundreds place, and then we have the thousands place. Notice that these are fractions, by the way. Okay? Does everyone understand this? I can't remember when I was taught this. Let me take a guess and say 4th grade. It might have been earlier. Decimal place values again. Let's try this. This has a few more on the left and the right. So each move is an exponential move. To the left of the decimal point and to the right of the decimal. The one to the left, the ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. To the right of the decimal point, we have tenths, hundreds, thousands, 10,000. Does everyone understand up to this point? I sure hope so. Let's begin.
Robert, let me know if my screen's sharing.
Yeah, you should be good.
Are you looking at this, Charles?
Yes. Flat Earth proofs, sea level, 760 tour.
Folks, the screenshot that you're looking at right now is the same screen Charles was viewing in the summer of 2016. You know why? Because I went back in my files and I copied it and put it in here. So he is looking at exactly what you're looking at right now. Let's continue.
I guess a tour is a millimeter of mercury.
Look at these values here. We're talking about exponential values of pressure, a pressure gradient.
Exponentially small. Close to zero.
Exponential, it doesn't matter how small. 10 to the 17th
Yes.
for interstellar deep space, down to 10 to the negative 12. That's exponential magnitudes of pressure gradient.
Oh, okay. Well, no. It's
Yeah, it is. Because it's looking at you right in the face.
Get set, folks. I'm not going to play that again. QE, 10 to the negative 17th to 10 to the negative 12th. That's exponential magnitudes of pressure gradient. The bearded Charlene, the high school math teacher? Well, no. So, Charlene, 10 to the negative 12th to 10 to the negative 17th is not exponential? And you're a math teacher? It's an exponential 5 orders of magnitude move, sir. I can essentially stop this presentation right here. Couldn't I? I am stopping the presentation right here. Questions, comments? Adam.
I mean, it's something that's rapidly increasing in its rate of change, which is what that atmosphere demonstrates.
Don't worry about the atmosphere. What I'm concentrating on here is the scientific notation. I put them both in decimal notation and scientific notation. 10 to the negative 12th to 10 to the negative 17th. He's saying that that's not an exponential move.
You'd need a third one to be for me to be honest, but it demonstrates it's not a linear and exponential. But the other one would clear that, yeah. So, in no way, yeah, I've one to deny.
Yeah, these are each. I just went over this right up here, right? Each move is an exponential move to the right and to the left of the decimal place. Am I correct?
Yeah, if you jump in like that, because it's worth 10.
Adam, can you jump out and jump back in again? You're chopping.
It's a multiplication or a division by 10 with each step. That's what it is.
My point is that each move to the left and to the right of the decimal point is an exponential move. Can I get an affirmative?
Affirmative.
My word. Maybe I should have put this presentation out beforehand.
Moving one order of magnitude each time, right?
Yeah. Do I need to go up and go over this again? Each place right here to the left and to the right of the decimal point is an exponential move. You see these numbers up here? You see this 10 to the negative 17th? 10 to the negative 12th. Usually it's notated with a small little e. Guess what the e stands for?
Exponential.
Jeez. All right. Any other comments? I'm afraid to ask.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
It's good to go over basic math again.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, my claim here is, I can't even believe I'm repeating this. 10 to the negative, to go from 10 to the negative 12th to 10 to the negative 17th, or to go from 10 to the negative 17th to 10 to the negative 12th is an exponential move. That's my claim.
It's a move in the exponential.
Thank you.
That's the whole function that you're talking about, an exponential function when it's 10 to the, 10 to the something.
Would a math teacher know this?
Yes. Yes. That's part of the bread and butter of daily works.
Hold on. Does this math teacher have a fundamentalist religious globe belief?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all of them.
Oh, maybe not then.
Oh dear.
Any other comments on exponents before we move on?
You're roboting, by the way.
Am I roboting?
Yeah.
No, not for me. Seem fine.
Yeah. Okay.
How about now?
Sound perfect to me.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
No problems here.
Okay. Good. Might be me.
All right.
Anyway,
Yep.
exponentials usually come down to a lot of zeros.
Yes.
That's how I see it.
Yes. It's either written now, it's mostly used in scientific notation because you don't want to write out these in decimal notation. It takes up a lot of space. It's hard to count the zeros, right? So they just use scientific notation. That's the only difference. You can bust them down into their decimal notation quite easily. That's my point, that he's a math teacher and doesn't know exponents. My point. All right, let's move on.
And here's my clarification. Exponentially small means close to zero. So, for example, if I gave you the number 14 and a half,
it doesn't.
if I gave you the number 14 and a half, and I say, I want you to go to outer space, what are you going to do using subtraction? You'd say, I'm going to subtract 14 and a half.
Play it again.
And here's my clarification. Exponentially small means close to zero. So, for example, if I gave you the number 14 and a half,
it doesn't.
if I gave you the number 14 and a half, and I say, I want you to go to outer space, what are you going to do using subtraction? You'd say, I'm going to subtract 14 and a half.
Unbelievable. So, bearded numpty dipshit. If I gave you the number 14 and a half, and I say I want you to go to outer space, what are you going to do using subtraction? You'd say, I'm going to subtract 14 and a half. What? If I'm going to outer space, what if I say amoebas like the color pink? Why am I using subtraction for anything? And you bozo, you're going to subtract 14 and a half from what? 14 and a half? For what reason? To get your IQ? I'm not subtracting anything, you knuckle-headed bozo. I'm comparing values and identifying exponential moves. This doofus thinks he's clever and switches the units of measure from torr to PSI. You forgot one thing, though, Mr. Math Teacher. Dimensional analysis, so we're talking about apples to apples. You're going to have to use some conversions, don't you think? No problemo. 760 torr at sea level is 14.69 psi. Of course, you didn't say psi up here. I'm thinking this is what you mean. Who knows? So 760 torr is 14.69 psi. 10 to the negative 17th torr is 0.000000000000000193368 psi, or 1.93368 to the negative 19th psi. So now that we're on the same sheet of music, Charlie, So is 14.69 to 1.93368 to the negative 19th power an exponential move, sir? And back to this subtraction. What would I subtract? And subtract from what, pray tell? Should I subtract the 1.93368 to the negative 19th power, that's interstellar space pressure, from 14.69 psi sea level? Should I do that? Okay. Answer: 14.69 0000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000 Now what? What do you want me to do? Those are the only two numbers I really got. Unless you just want to make up some numbers to subtract. Why are we even subtracting? Unbelievable. And you're a math teacher. You teach our kids. Let's continue.
So, yes, there was a significant exponents, but it
Oh, whoa, wait a second. Bearded numpty dipshit. So, yes, there was a significant exponents. Number one, I suggest taking an English 80 level course. And number two, above you said no concerning exponents. Now you're saying there was significant exponents? I'm sorry, a significant exponents? Which is it? Or are you saying exponents don't mean exponential? Is that what you're saying? Unbelievable. Continue.
was exponentially small, which means a number that is 0.000000001, which is a very, very small number close to zero.
Play it again.
So, yes, there was a significant exponents, but it was exponentially small, which means a number that is 0.00000000001, which is a very, very small number close to zero.
Wow, thanks for that. That's very helpful. What's your point? The bearded numpty dipshit. So yes, there was a significant exponents, but it was exponentially small, which means a number that is 0.000000001, which is a very, very small number close to zero. Number one, so does exponentially small mean exponential? Number two, so that's 1 times 10 to the negative 8th, or 1 over 100 million, or better said, 1 part in 100 million. Since you didn't compare that to anything because you're a numpty dipshit, allow me. 10 to the negative 17th, or more precisely, 1 over 100 quadrillion. That's 1 part in 100 quadrillion. So are you saying that's a small difference between the two? Would it be an exponential difference between the two? Let's stop right there. Questions, comments?
Doesn't it make it a smaller difference if you've got more zeros? I'm being sarcastic.
I'm sorry, I was on mute, man. It depends where your zeros are. Anything else?
Yeah, I mean, aside from it being wrong if you were just talking about the weight of something anyway, this is a way of expressing stuff. So, second you go below 1, can't have obviously less than 1 molecule simply. I think I did it for Nathan. We were calculating what it meant in terms of molecules in this transition with, lowest measurements and then a vacuum. The trouble is when you try and then quantify stuff like that in those terms, you're trying to think, you can't have half a molecule or 0.0000001 molecules. Reality is there's still only 1 molecule there, but what you have to do for comprehension is realize that you massively multiply the space in which that 1 molecule is. Not comparing weights and saying, well, yeah, sod all weight 0.00001 gram is close to zero. Well, technically, it is, but that's not anything to do with what's being discussed here. And certainly the concept of once you get into these values, it's an expression of the amount of space more than.
Yeah, we're gonna context it, but this number right here isn't close to zero. This is 1 part in 100 million. And even smaller, this is 1 part in 100 quadrillion. How close to zero is that? This is preposterous, man. But that's all right. We're going to context it here in a couple minutes. Because we need context. We're just dealing with numbers here for right now. But you're going to see the context. Go ahead.
Can I shout out the super chat?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's from an unpronounceable name, I think. But Raiden 1. He or she says, I wish you would hold the friendly fire. However, at least the other side can see that's just how you are. I love, hate your attitude, but you're real.
Friendly fire for what?
There is no friendly fire. What friendly fire?
There hasn't been any friendly fire here just yet.
Maybe the color commentary that you give, maybe that's the thing. I don't know.
Okay. Well, thanks for the super chat. Anyone let me know when there's friendly fire, though. Okay.
Another thing, there is a guy in the chat that you might know, Negatorix.
Oh, he is the perfect example of this. Perfect example. He said that 10 to the negative 17 no, just the number. 10 to the negative 17, this number right here, folks. Let's get the word. I'm going to lose my place, but so what? He said, where's the daring number at? 1 second. There it is. No, that's not it. That's the conversion. There it is, sorry. He said that 10 to the negative 17th torr wasn't that much different than 1 millimeter is away from zero. He said that 1 millimeter was more or less the same size as 10 to the negative 17 millimeters. I got it too. I screenshotted it, but I'm not going to go there right now. Maybe at the end. Too funny. Thanks, Negator. They should friggin' horse tranquilize you. If you said that to a 3rd grade elementary school math class, they'd call security on your dumbass. So appreciate that, Negator. All right, we ready to move?
Yeah, just say that was a better person of the point I was trying to make, John.
Yeah, it's good to context this, and like I said, we're going to get into some serious context here in the next few minutes. Okay? Ready to roll? Roll.
No, when you said the phrase, the pressure differential was exponential, that is incorrect. The pressure differential...
Exponential magnitudes of pressure gradient.
No, that is absolutely false.
It's absolutely true. I just showed them to you.
Yeah, but what you were showing me was not just something that's exponential. The word exponential kind of, triggers people to think really big numbers.
I'll play that again.
No, when you said the phrase, the pressure differential was exponential, that is incorrect. The pressure differential...
Exponential magnitudes of pressure gradient.
No, that is absolutely false.
It's absolutely true. I just showed them to you.
Yeah, but what you were showing me was not just something that's exponential. The word exponential kind of, triggers people to think really big numbers.
Yeah, we're going to get real triggered with your dipshit. Okay, bearded numpty dipshit. The word exponential kind of, triggers people to think really big numbers. Well, yeah, they are really big numbers. Yeah, numpty goober, goony goo goo. Again, is 100 million and 100 quadrillion inherently or in comparison really big numbers or no? You think? You got to remember something here too, folks. This is not your regular rank and file member here of the ignorant spinning ball space monkey club. This is a high school math teacher teaching your kids. Don't lose that fact. Oh, this is it. Here comes the context for you. Here we go.
John, the pressure gradient between the Earth's surface and outer space is 14.5. It's not exponential. It's simply 14.5. John, the pressure gradient between the Earth's surface and outer space is 14.5. It's not exponential. It's simply 14.5.
Can you believe that? Bearded numpty dipshit. John, the pressure gradient between the Earth's surface and outer space is 14.5. What does that even mean? Number one, wouldn't you be reporting a scale or a minimum of 2 values for a gradient, numpty? 14.5 is just one value. And what is this 14.5? Right? I love your attention to detail. OCD-like. Let's have a look-see. We're going to put this in context here, folks. Sea level is, we're going to keep it at the same units too, Torr. Sea level, 760 Torr. Interstellar deep space is approximately 10 to the negative 17 Torr. These are the numbers. We have 760 for sea level. This is 760, or more precisely, listen to this closely. This number, more accurately, is 760 over 1. When these whole numbers are denoted, there is divided by 1 in actuality in mathematics. And everyone that knows mathematics knows what I'm talking about. So let's go to what is 10 to the negative 17th, because we're comparing these values, right? 10 to the negative 17th is more precisely a fraction, and it's 1 over 100 quadrillion. The part 760 over the whole 1 in comparison with the part 1 over 100 quadrillion. The whole. Are you guys getting this yet? You're going to get it in a second. Oh, by the way, the 0 is in the 100 trillions place, and the 1 is in the 100 quadrillions place. Just FYI. So, we have 760 sea level. Like I said, it's 760 over 1, or 760 parts in 1, compared to 10 to the negative 17 Torr, which is 1 over 100 quadrillion. That's 1 part in 100 quadrillion. Here comes the rub, folks. Therefore, if I had 2 boxes, one sea level box and a vacuum of space box, each having 100 quadrillion cubic centimeters of volume, the sea level box would contain 7.6 sextillion particles, compared to the vacuum of space box, which has 1 particle in the whole friggin' box. Do you think that this might be a gradient from the exponential black lagoon? You can't even think. You can't even put this in your mind how big this is. That's how bad. How's that for a concentration gradient, you gunny goo-goo goober? So no, Charlene, it's not 14.5. Friggin' math teacher. Unbelievable. Questions, comments? We're not done yet.
Seems kind of sloppy for a math teacher, indeed.
So you're saying it's exponential?
Hey, what's up, Chocolate? Yeah.
What? All right. Just making sure.
Let's put this back
No.
up. Let's put the concentration there. This is the rub.
That's not how I get it, right? If it was 7.6 sextillion at 14, and wouldn't have what when you go to the vacuum of space at 10 to the minus 17 torr, wouldn't have one particle in the box, would have one particle in exponential magnitude, whatever it is, 1700. That many boxes you would have to have.
No, it's per the volume. 100 quadrillion cubic centimeters.
On one particle, because you've got when on the torr value. Sorry, no, I'm wrong on the torr value. I'm talking about when I've.
With PSI. Yeah,
sorry, John. I got a bit.
Yeah, I stuck.
Once you go to particle numbers, which is where I went, and then once you then get into the decimals there, that's when and that's what's confusing here. That there appears to be a lack of comprehension.
Well, he's jumping between. Yeah, but I'm sticking with this. Is just my argument. I ain't paying any attention to him. He's jumping to PSI without mentioning PSI. I already dealt with that above. Here, I'm just dealing with torr values. This is as right as the rain.
No, that's fine. My apologies.
No. I think the PSI got everyone confused too, because I think that's what they try to do is confuse, right? They feebly try to do it. He tried to he didn't even interconvert the measurements. He's treating 14 point, whatever he said. What did he say? 14. He didn't even get that right. 14.5. He didn't even give us PSI here, right? He's trying to get away from the exponents, but what he hadn't done was dimensional analysis, even within PSI. He didn't convert the 10 to the negative 17th to that equivalent in PSI. He didn't do that from torr to PSI. That's where he's all screwed up, right?
What Adam's...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So what Adam's saying is he basically did a switch, whether that's conscious or unconscious. He mucked it up. He switched the medium approach, as it were.
No, he switched the units of measure.
Right, that's what I meant.
Yeah. But it
weird.
wouldn't matter anyway. You can switch the units of measure. That's no problem. But you'd have to do dimensional analysis to get their equivalents in that measurement. Follow?
That's what I did wrong, Owen. Sorry. So I go to particles. Comprehend it. You have to think in particles. That's how my head around sheer magnitude scales you're talking about. It's so immense to try and trivialize it is.
Yeah, this is such a train wreck of epic proportions. It's difficult to encapsulate in language. How you like me now, Charles? We're not done yet, by the way. I'll tell you what, if anyone listens to anything that comes out of your mouth again, I don't care if you're given instructions on how to open a gumdrop wrapper. If they listen to you for more than 2 seconds, they're dumber than you are. How about that? If you're tracking with me now, Sally, you want me to put flowers around it for you? We can do this civilly. Come on in here. Come on in here and defend this. Ask me that question again. Friggin' clowns.
Yeah, he has an alibi, so he's not here, right?
Come on in, Charlene. He has an alibi. Yeah, I bet he does. Any other comments or questions? Nathan, sir, what do you got? You got Nathan in here?
Yeah, he's here, but he might be tending to his kids.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's right. He did tell me about that. Yeah. Chocolate, any comments, questions?
Not really. I mean, I don't know how a math teacher could fuck that up so bad. Like, it's a little weird to me, but I guess that's what you got to do if you're trying to save a narrative, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know.
Let's go with Arwen. You have any follow up on there?
Yeah, I do kind of. Up to a certain level, I've always loved math as like just a thinking tool. Up to a certain point, because after a while it just gives me a headache with like very complex things and all that. But yeah, basic math, I kind of got that really fluidly. And I don't understand how a math teacher that's done that for a substantial part of their life can just mix that up like that. It's a mistake, but it's not just a mistake. It's a mistake in their profession. Very bad.
Very
It's
good
bad.
point. Arwen, you are right on point. This is why I say I don't usually go into divining intensive people. I think this is a slam dunk, though, because you can't be this stupid. And you definitely can't be this. I can understand if it was a regular rank and file spinning space monkey. I got it. Charles, is a high school math teacher. You can't be this stupid. So, my conclusion is he is doing this intentionally, purposely. Where am I off base? Am I off base with that? Anyone on the panel?
Yeah, I don't think he might simply be in a bad place, maybe he has nightmares from the Black Swan and all that, and it's just when enough stress hits you, yeah, you make really stupid mistakes. So maybe he was just all flustered up.
No, this was in 2016, Arwen.
Oh, okay. Well, then he might have in between realized that was wrong, I don't know where he was with his mind at the time, so.
I don't think so, because now he has posted something in the chat.
Oh, I thought you were gone, Charles.
Oh my God, he's doubling down. Please.
He says, "I'm just getting here. I get that QE is still using division for pressure differential instead of."
Oh my God!
Oh God.
He's still doing it.
You didn't see the previous bit, I think.
Okay.
So much for his bad.
So much for his bad.
Why did you do it, Charles? Why did you do it?
Chocolate.
You could have just admitted you were in a bad place, and it was a really stupid thing to say. You didn't have to double down.
All right. Any final comments? Nathan, did you make it back? Gotcha, sir. Adam, any final comments? Just with this, we're going to move on. We got a couple of small sections to go.
No, I think for me, I just need to slow down. I'm taking too many jumps at Sea King. So, yeah, carry on, please.
All right, sir. All right. This is not from 2016. I think this is from 2017 or 2018. This was a talk that I kind of accidentally fell into. I was listening to Charles Flat Earth Math and Slick James Johnson, right? So these two last sections is from that. Wait till you hear oh my goodness. Let me just go. Here we go.
So in science, there are a couple of ways of gathering data. One of them is to do what they call a pure experiment.
Play it again.
So in science, there are a couple of ways of gathering data. One of them is to do what they call a pure experiment.
Really? A pure experiment. So, bearded numpty dipshit. One of them is to do what they call a pure experiment. Yes, and Anna Nicole married for love and Pol Pot was her florist. I could do that also. Cite source for a pure experiment, please. But I'll tell you what, folks. That's nothing compared what's going to come out of that incoherent pie hole next. If you thought his math train wreck above was a dumpster fire, that isn't the numpty dipshit pretender clown of the millennium part. this is. The pièce de résistance of delusional Dunning-Kruger pretender clown dipshittery. Did I say that right? Pièce de résistance? Anyone? Boy, no one wants to say anything now. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
pretty much.
So the pièce de résistance. I said it 3 times, so you guys can make fun of me later. I'm sure you will. Like I said, of delusional Dunning-Kruger pretender clown dipshittery. Check this one out, folks.
You get in even deeper. There's this thing called a double blind, or a blind experiment. Then a double blind experiment is where the chemist himself doesn't even know the substances he's mixing together.
Play that again.
You get in even deeper. There's this thing called a double blind, or blind experiment. Then a double blind experiment is where the chemist himself doesn't even know the substances he's mixing together.
I'm just going to leave that with you for just a couple seconds to let that marinate.
You can't expect me to keep quiet there. What is it? Frankenstein school? I just mix this stuff up on the Muppets beaker.
I think he may have been trying out some new pharmaceuticals at the time or something.
Even the
He
chemist.
seems a bit dazed.
Madness, Owen, isn't it? That's an odd one.
Adam, as a chemist, right? You are a chemist, right? Right. As a chemist, would you ever grab 2 unknown substances and just mix them randomly, just to see what happens?
Doing a double-blind trial, yeah, you know what I mean? I'd put my aids on and just randomly reach for the shelves and see what I could
I guess so. What the hell?
It's
Well,
double
then give me
blind.
cause and effect in that double
What?
blind, wouldn't it?
It's double blind, so it means that your assistant is also randomly collecting chemicals off the shelf, handing them to you blindfolded, and then you randomly mix them together. It's double blind.
Isn't this basically a knowing the which path kind of trick?
No.
Like they take away the knowledge and they store it for afterward.
You guys didn't even let me get. I haven't even answered it yet. Go ahead, continue.
I always remember that because I did psychology and in A level and stuff, and that's when all that slosh comes in. It's not science. Like psychology isn't. It's a way of trying to get less bias into non-empirical data.
We're going to go over that here in a second.
As in, each person was happier.
Yeah, we used to do double blind listening tests, which was to say that you'd link up 2 different pieces of equipment and you get somebody to listen to it. And then the person who's switching between them doesn't know which one's playing. So you don't know which you're playing to the customer, and the customer doesn't know which one they're listening to. And at the end, you metaphorically lift a veil and say, well, selection A was this one and selection B was that one. But I didn't know when I was playing them to you. That's a double blind listening test. Not in the slightest bit scientific, purely subjective.
We ready to give my answer? Or do you guys
We've
want
also
got it all out, John.
You also wouldn't run the risk of blowing yourself up in a double-blind listening test. But chemistry might blow yourself up. I don't know if that's safe, Charles. You might want to rethink that.
I said this just before we went live, but there's a bit in Simpsons where the chemistry teacher says to Bart, you do know what happens when you mix acids and bases, don't you? And he goes, of course I do. And then he mixes them. The whole lab explodes.
Right. Well, maybe, yeah, Charles should not go for a chemistry side job.
you think?
Maybe go for a lobotomy instead.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. All right, let's let me roll
the
here.
only other alternative, John, Nathan's analogy is that basically you don't tell the acid you're about to throw it on top of the base.
That's it. You're gonna steal it from me. Stop.
Oh God!
All right, let's finish this up. We only got one small section after this, thanks to Nathan. We'll get to that here in a minute, but we have to spend a couple seconds here. I do have an answer to this, by the way. Bearded Charlene, garbled gibberish. You get in even deeper. There's this thing called a double blind, or a blind experiment. And the double blind experiment is where the chemist himself doesn't even know the substances he's mixing together. I don't know. I'm telling you, I told my wife this 4 years ago or 2 years ago when he said it. Sorry. And I couldn't stop laughing. It took me over. She had to gather me up. And I told her the same thing because she has an actual science degree also. She doesn't usually do this, but she was laughing out loud for some time. Over the past couple days when I said, hey, you remember the double-blind chemist? And she just rolled her eyes. Thanks, Charles, for the happiness that you provided our household over the past couple days. I almost fell out yesterday making breakfast. Double-blind and single-blind research protocols, Charles, have to do with treatment and control groups in epidemiological studies. You clown, you Dunning-Kruger clown. Double-blind, the researcher and the participants do not know which group, that is, the treatment or control group they are in. Single-blind, only the participants are kept in the dark as to which group they're actually in. There's a triple-blind one, but we don't need to get to that one. Blind research designs require patience and researchers who can know or not know. Duh. There has never, ever, ever been a blind experiment in the history of physics or chemistry. And by the way, psst, never, ever, ever will be. So, rolling on the floor, laughing my frigging butt off, literally, a chemist is gonna blindly mix chemicals? Really? Is that what you're going for, huh? Like I said, I was down for the count. Diagnosis, tear-jerking belly laugher syndrome. Treatment, tear-jerking belly laughing, resuscitation. Prognosis, ma'am, he's not gonna make it. Which chemicals, Charles, which chemicals are the treatment versus control group? Oh, I forgot. You don't know. You're double blinded. Oh my God. The chemist isn't going to be double blinded. He's going to eventually be dead, along with everyone in the blast radius. This is tantamount to admonishing a butcher, the bearded Charlene here, pontificating, telling us what's what. That Boeing manufacturing plants are not a part of friggin' cow anatomy. That's how stupid this is. Thank you. Absolutely priceless. Easily the top 3 boneheaded pretender clowns of all time. I present you the blind chemist. There he is, folks. We ain't done yet. Since this morning when I said what I was going to do, Nathan told me that there is something on Charles' channel. He did a debunking of the Black Swan. Right? And I said, oh, no, you're kidding me. So, this is what I was doing just prior to going live. I was trying to put it together. So, I put this together hastily. So, cut me some slack. This is, I just pulled one slide. I can't do the whole thing. It doesn't matter. I can just stop here. So, this is a slide from Charles' presentation on modus tollens. What this abject retard is attempting to do here, folks, he's attempting to invalidate formal logic. I'm not shitting you. That's what he's attempting to do here. Watch this. The bearded retard states that the conclusion is based on inference. Right here. He pulls this out, right? And he says, inference. Right? Which he thinks is some kind of gotcha or something. While the entire foundation of logic is based on what? Inference. That's what it's based on. This is tantamount to showing you a football and then putting in brackets around the football the words football there. That's it. That's what this is tantamount to. There are 3 types of inference: deduction, induction, and abduction. Number 2, the bearded retard then goes on to state that the conclusion isn't 100% guaranteed. Yeah, that's true. However, there's something you forgot to mention here, Charles Buttwad. If the conditional if P then Q is validated, then based on the laws of logic, the conclusion must follow. It must be true. Let me show you. Let's try a couple examples. Modus tollens. If Katy Perry exists, P, then facultative anaerobe woodpeckers exist, Q. Facultative anaerobe woodpeckers don't exist, not Q. Therefore, Katy Perry doesn't exist, therefore not P. You see, in formal logic, stressing form, the form is okay here. There's nothing wrong with the form. However, inherently, it's a non sequitur fallacy because the conditional if P then Q is a non sequitur fallacy. Duh. What does this have to do? He came up with some other dog barking nonsense in his. What does that have to do with an actual valid modus tollens? Let me give you one. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, P, then every horizon distance measurement must be no more than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, Q. Not Q, therefore not P. The Earth is not a sphere. Let's come up to the conditional statement, the if P then Q, and let's check its factual accuracy. If the Earth is a sphere with a radius of 3959 miles, well, what's the story in your paradigm? That the radius is 3959 miles. That's factually accurate. Let's check the second half of that conditional. Then every horizon distance measurement must be no more than 1.225 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, Q. Well, that's the geometry based on the radius of 3959 miles. I just validated the conditional statement. Therefore, the conclusion must follow. The Earth is not a sphere, you bumbling bonehead. There's your huckleberry, ballers. There it is. Please try to debunk formal logic. Baltards. Please attempt to do that. Now, let me give my conclusion. Like I said before, I'm not in the business of divining intent of people, right? I just don't do it. I think it's the acme of foolishness. But I think that we can say with quite a bit of precision here from this presentation, with Charles Flat Earth Math being a high school math teacher, that he should know this stuff and he is purposely, with intent, attempting to deceive. I challenge anyone to challenge me on that conclusion. Here's my conclusion. You should be flogged. Yeah? Then friggin' hung from a yardarm for crimes against humanity. I'm serious as a heart attack. I'm tired of your shit. I'm tired of you numpty dipshits coming into this arena and crossing lines. Right? I'm sick of it. Questions, comments?
Yeah, I've got a quick comment. The people who receive this furious anger aren't teachers. It's teachers in this arena. Teachers who've been told, teachers who should know better, but still teach the nonsense, in spite of having the alternative put to them in a coherent way, and their only rebuttal being, in the case of Charles, Flat Earth Math, complete gibberish nonsense that appears at surface level to be deceptive. Those are the people who receive the most disdain from us, not teachers. Teachers are just normies, but this is a teacher who knows better.
I have a comment to make. I think it really, when you think about it carefully, and that he's really doubling down on it, it almost seems like he's He's attempting a academic revolution, trying to change the very foundations of basic logic, reaching his machinations that far. It's really hostile. It's really, yeah, creepy like that.
But he says it nicely. That's what's important.
Yeah. Yeah, just like Bill Gates.
Does it nicely with a silver tongue, and he's telling you that it's raining, all the while pissing down your back. So, Charles, do you think when we turn around and see you pissing down our back and you're still telling us it's raining, very softly in your civil discourse, do you think I'm not going to turn around and rip that pathetic little pecker right off you? Do you think that? Friggin' numpty bozos. Go ahead, take over. I got to take a minute.
Oh, okay.
Earlier with the few jokes, at the end, then the summation of mine. For me, he's not stupid. He makes those mistakes. So the only alternative is it's deception. And that's why we are all upset that somebody who does teach out there and deceiving. And another good example now is in a conversation like PV equals NRT is not a means of computing pressure differentials. Well, you can use PV equals NRT to compute pressure. It's using his credentials, I'm flat earth math, and stating that to pervert truth, and that the thing that upsets me. Bare minimum is to be honest in this. We're all in this shit together, and there's all of it. And have people like that do know better, see them intentionally deceiving, intentionally wording things in ways which stop them losing face, but to keep people misled. Exactly why, for me, this stuff disgusts me.
But it goes beyond that, but you make a good point. It's not just trying to save face and retreat and then, rumpish your way out of it or whatever, make an excuse. No, but this is much further. When he starts to attack the modus tollens, he's literally attempting to overthrow a foundational element of classical logic and all that. Just the foundations. It's devilish. It's like attacking logic. So it's not just covering for his tracks. He's really fanatically going there. That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, but for what reason? To end up saying the same nonsense that all the other ones say? Oh, it's refraction, and you guys forgot about atmospheric effects and things like that.
Teacher.
Optics, really? He's saying the same nonsense that all the rest of them said.
Yeah,
he's just trying to fix it up with this is how the modus tollens might not work out.
Hold on, I don't know if Adam can hear you, Chocolate.
I've dropped chocolate every week, bro. Sorry, mate.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
No, you're spot on, though. You're spot on. You've summarised it beautifully because exactly he's bastardising logic in order to have a little segue into the same old crap argument that everyone else has. You're like, oh, really? That's your reasoning behind this? Just to be able to punt a rubbish argument that's been done to death? Okay.
I mean, that's all I hear. I mean, it's pretty bad.
He doesn't need to do this. He could have just stepped away and not addressed it. Whatever.
I said I quite enjoyed telling him we only have one horizon.
Yeah, but there's supposed to be another one that you don't see.
Then it's not a horizon.
Hidden horizon.
Horizon's apparent, i.e., you can see it. The demarcation between land or sea and sky. If you can't see it, it's not a horizon.
It is in their model, though.
Could always call it the geometric thingamajig.
The geometric thingamajig in that model that's Debunked. That's the one.
Yep.
All right, I'm back. Are we winding up with this? Has everyone given their 2 cents?
Yeah, he didn't achieve anything in his latest video. I know we're rounding out on that, and obviously there was some great double-blind comedic stuff to go along with it, but his most recent effort was woeful. You know, it didn't add anything, literally nothing.
That's not surprising. Betty, do you want? There's a couple other people in here because we're in Ballbusters. Do you want to give them a shot?
Yeah, sure.
Just go down from the top.
Yeah, we got Flat Earth Data. Let me unmute him.
Oh, no?
Yeah.
Voice right on. I was when you brought up the idea that this blind chemist, it reminded me of Newton, alchemy.
Betty, you're feeding back a little bit. Sorry,
Newton wrote, 169 alchemy books? Isn't alchemy a form of randomly reaction? Is that what alchemy is sort of about? It sounded like he was the flat Earth math guy. Charles was trying to, on guys writing about alchemy. God.
Flat Earth Data. Flat Earth Data. It's not working. You're chopping up, man. All right. So you need to get a new mic. We talked about this last night. You got to get a new mic, man. It's not working.
How about now when I rotate the work?
No, you're still chopping.
It seems to get through. Okay.
Let's roll on to God Scalpel. God Scalpel, anything?
You're all muted.
Sorry, not today. I'm doing stuff in the background. Sorry.
Flat Farm, or I'm sorry, Flat Tarn. Any comments?
I unmuted you. Yeah, it just came in, so I don't think that he's realizing that he can talk.
Right. Go ahead, Matthews.
Yeah, you are muted, Matthews.
Yeah, I just joined. I just listening in, man.
Okay, that's good. On to Neil Constantino.
Hello. Am I coming in?
Neil? What's up,
Yo,
brother?
Neil, how you doing, man?
What's going on? Looking at a little spiked deer right now. I'm taking a picture of it. My wife's birthday today, so en route to do something, whatever I can on a lockdown. But
Happy
very
birthday.
interesting.
Are you
Hey,
picking
happy birthday
flowers?
to my wife.
Happy birthday to her.
Thank you.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, she said thank you in the background.
Yeah.
See right here.
That's
Listen,
awesome.
that math teacher's a pretender clown. Execute his ass.
You think?
Definitely.
Paul H, he's on mute and deafened, so he's out of the mix. All right, I really don't have anything more. Let's go ahead. We'll round out all of the ball busters in here. Go ahead, and anything coming up special for you, promote your channels, and let's roll.
I think Chemo just came in.
Did he?
Be nice to hear from Chemo.
Good evening. Hello, one more.
What up, Spurs? What's
Good
up,
evening.
brother?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you're right, guys. There's just something definitely wrong in the atmosphere and the water. These ball earthers do not want to address this black swan by any means. They've had enough. If you mention a black swan, it's like, oh, we've done this, we've done that, we don't, and they just can't accept it. It's a unique argument, I think. This is because, like I said before, Jem Panda would say things like, "Oh, why did the flat earthers never have that one diamond in the rough, that one piece of evidence that shows we're not on the globe, as we, as they tell us. And now we have it. They just simply can't face the fact that Black Swan is enjoying their model. But it's bizarre. We're in a bizarre place.
It's swan fatigue. I
Well,
can't handle the swan.
He should have been more careful for what he wished for.
I mean, I said to them, you won't go to Nathan's. We come to you. We bring it to you. You still don't want to discuss it. They just talk about anything but everything but the shape of the earth now. Became, it's hilarious to see it happen. That come through all right, yeah.
Yeah, you're coming through fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I say, just like that silent say, it's just like that. It's like, well, what to do, where to go from here. You can bring it to them. You can go to them. They can come here. It doesn't matter. They're lost with this point. Literally, they don't know what to do, where to turn. Anything but the Black Swan. It's been finely tuned in such a way now. They don't know how to respond. This is new. So I did warn them in January as well. I said, look, this is not going to go away. This is something that's going to be here for the rest of your life, because unless it has an explanation that's satisfactory, you're simply not. It's not going to be able to. It's not going to just go away, be swept under the carpet. This is not your Isle of Man. This is something that's been looked at rigorously. So, yeah, this is for me. This is the diamond that we've been looking for. And it's strange to see all Earthers not being able to respond to it.
Well said.
Thanks, Chemo. Appreciate it.
Can I just add something, John, there for Spurs? Because
Go
I
ahead.
listened to Spurs last night. He is a legend. The way he handles those ballers, respect fella. So we give his channel a shout out if people don't know it, because there weren't many people in there, but I think it was Spurs and about, I don't know, how many ballers?
Well, it ranges from 40, 50. Yeah, there's different times, but it's bizarre. They literally, I mean, I was saying to Mr. Scott Veach, you're the professional here. You have, your father went to space. You have the degrees in science, maths, and this is even a problem for you. So it's a problem for everybody, really. Just bizarre, like I say. I mean, we're twiddling our thumbs now because, like I say, I go there and they refuse to talk about it. They're like, well, there's just no response. It's like, come on, guys, where's the physical horizon? Where's the geometry? And it's just no.
Is that all you got, Spurs?
Isn't it enough?
Sorry, is it? No, I don't know if I can hear anyone. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're all on tenterhooks. We're all listening to you, Spurs.
Oh, okay, yeah. So no, I mean, we try from the morning till now. It's like, because people they seem to think they like excuses. They're like, oh, we're not going to speak to Nathan or something like this, and this is just an excuse. Don't ever think it's you in any way, by any means, by any stretch of the imagination. This argument is brought to them directly in the same format, and they still want to avoid it. They want more like a subservient flat earther. I mean, when you listen to some of the flat earthers, will more be like, okay, I agree, it's kind of thing, and they don't know what to do. It's getting really hot in there. There's been a few fallouts. They're fighting amongst themselves. They're talking about anything but this Black Swan. So well done, QE, Nathan, and the team, because they did ask for one thing. Like I say, one thing. I always remember Jen saying it. Why is there never one thing that you guys bring forward as absolute? and this is absolute, right? Right, this is absolute. There's no way around it, and be careful what you wish for, basically.
There's three. This is just the top one. So to round out, got three things that demolish heliocentrism in all its guises, which is Coriolis effect. If the Earth was spinning, we would observe Coriolis effect from the ground, which would shorten flight times.
The second one is gas pressure without a container, because that's what you're living in. It's a second law of thermodynamics violation. And your black plague, the black swan. It's over. It's been over for about 5 years now, right? This is just barely palpable background noise. We're just embarrassing you now.
This is flowers on the grave. That's what this is.
All right.
Paul McCartney said, the fool on the hill, sun going high head.
Are we going to have poetry announced in here? All right, listen.
That's Paul McCartney, bro.
That's the Paul McCartney song. The fool on the hill, the world going round, something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
Are we still going to get a chance to?
The sun going down, but the eyes.
All right, listen up. No more poetry. Go ahead and put everyone but the ball busters on mute for us, Betty. Oh, we do have Travis. Yeah, we're going to close out. We're going to go through with everybody, Nathan. Yeah, give me a moment. We did have Travis Clark join. Do you want to unmute him?
Hey, Travis.
It's done. Travis?
All right, that's the last one. All right, let's go from the top. Betty, go on mute, please.
Yeah.
Arwen, final thoughts? Channel? Anything coming up that's new? Go.
No, not in particular. I pretty much said everything that's to be said about all this. It's just, I find it kind of incredible that a person like that can be just a math teacher and just state these things as part of what they do, and everybody thinks it's all fine and hunky dory, while he's just making gross mistakes, like in his expertise. I find that kind of repulsive personally. But maybe that's just me.
No, it's not just you. Thanks, Arwen. Appreciate it. Chocolate, final thoughts?
Not too much, except I just kind of find it funny that I remember you saying that this guy is one of the guys that has been in this a long time. Probably the first baller or something like that, you called him, right? And at this point, like, he's literally come to the point where he's just saying the same thing everybody else is saying. Refraction, atmospheric effects, optics. Yeah, we know. That's flat Earth argument. Thanks. Welcome to Flat Earth, Charles. And I hope you work out whatever it is you were trying to do with the Modus Tollens, because that was basically silly. So, yeah, man. Good shit, QE. And yeah.
Thanks, Chocolate. Adam, sir, final thoughts. Channel promotion, please.
I'll start with that then. See me normally on Iron Realm Media. Please, an hour past. Right. So the guys, Iron Realm, TFR show on Tuesdays and Fridays, AM UK time. That's that bit. On the final comments, yesterday's response summarizes it quite well. From Charles's point, and understanded kind of baller response, in that we've once again gotten a real addressing the black swan here. What we've got is a rather feeble attempt, and probably give it this. It's novel. I've not seen anybody else actually attack the operator, the actual logic itself as a defense, to take apart the way in which these arguments are constructed is a novel way of defending your point. I'm not sure it necessarily does. To make out all academia and all concepts like this are no longer valid, and that's reminds me a little bit of saying that get to the point where they so desperate. And this is another one that the thing is, and history shows us what was it? The main one was that science proves nothing. Tends to be where they get when they're really stuck. So yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nathan Oakley, sir, take us home.
So yeah, check out the latest Flat Earth Debate Uncut and After Show, which is on Nathan Oakley channel. Starts about an hour and a half from now. In terms of Charles, I honestly believe there's a special place in hell reserved for people like Charles. You know, he makes my blood boil more than most people. And Chocolate's right. He is the longest standing person I know who's had an awareness of this subject, who is in this subject. But he predates everybody. Most people aren't aware of this, but back before I did Flat Earth Debate, I was doing interviews. Charles was on one of my shows, and like with everybody who I spoke to, I asked how long he'd been in this arena. And to my knowledge, Charles is the longest standing person in this arena, regardless of what side they may be on. So, like I say, for my money, there's a special place in hell for Charles, because he's not stupid. He knows better. He's been around long enough to know the arguments. In this instance, I just want to respond to him in the same way I did with his the comment I left on his video, most recent video, that is, which is to say that you might be new into this. You might have disappeared for a while, Charles, but your arguments are useless. The same useless arguments that require a second horizon, which we do not have, to make your point. It essentially debunks your own model, your rebuttal, in terms of claiming that your geometric, requiring a tangent line, horizon is actually refracted. Your statement debunks your model, Charles. So like everyone else who's come into this arena and attempted to debunk the Black Swan, your debunking undoes your model. Pathetic. Useless.
Thank you, sir. Betty, final thoughts and any admin.
Final thoughts. Yeah. Well, I think that Nathan summed it up pretty well. What's happened since 2016, some people can hold their beliefs in such a way that they will continue doing that, even though they have to go against their own professions and stuff. I don't know. It's strange to me. I hope that he will see the light one day. But yeah, I believe that he has called his kids names of planets. So maybe he needs to consider the names of his kids as well, if his whole belief system will fall down. But I don't know. I don't have anything to say more like yeah, I'm speechless, to be honest. And admin, there's no admin at this point. Oh.
Was there anything you were supposed to remind me of?
Yeah, I did.
You did remind me of it. Where?
Well, I'm reminding you now.
All right, appreciate it.
Coming to the end yet? I mean, most of the time you go on and on and on, right?
I don't go on and on and on now.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you need to make an announcement. You said that I should remember you that.
Yeah. Hey, I just want thanks, Betty. Appreciate it. I'd like to thank all the ball busters and everyone that joined the show, including the audience. Yeah, it was a bit harsh, Charles. You deserved every bit of it. If you're unsure of that, just go through the presentation step by step. As for the announcement, I'm taking a vacation. A couple 2 or 3 weeks. There's some things that need tending to with my family, my home, other things. And I think it'll be pretty healthy. Just take a couple 2-3 weeks off. I'll run some previous videos, some other toe tags. I got some shows in the hopper. So on Tuesdays, it won't be live, Ballbusters won't be live. That's okay. We got plenty of material. So, no worries there. So, take no prisoners. No quarter will be asked. None shall be given. And remember, I'll be back.